We start, of course, with our map. Sorry about this. And this is our country, and we have this beautiful coastline. I'm having here this, okay. This beautiful coastline. It's a country full of diversity. We have 18 regions here and 2 archipelagos in Madeira and Açores. We have here in Portugal 3 international airports. So you can fly directly to the US. And this is, as Claudia was saying, we are a country with very ancient borders. Our country is well established, like from the 13th century. So it's old. It's old, but it's rich in diversity, as I was saying, and a lot of different traditions, a lot of different ways of living, different accents as well. But it's a very interesting people. I think I'm trying not to talk too much in that area because I'm also Portuguese, but I really appreciate our people, I have to say.
Absolutely. So. And when we actually say Portuguese people like to explore, we are very welcoming of all cultures, of all different kinds of people. Well, that is not just a saying, it's ingrained in our DNA. We do have a long history. So as you know, with the history of the world, we have been occupied by several folks from different ages and ethnicities. So we are a mix of everything. And you can actually look at us, look at me with my curly hair and Lucy with her blonde hair. So we have a little bit of everything in this country. And right now, I just wanted to say, you guys, from Houston, you can actually fly directly into Newark, and from Newark, you can either fly to Porto or Lisbon. Faro is not yet directly from the US, but it's only a short flight. I believe it's an hour from Lisbon, right? Flight, an hour and a half?
To where?
To Faro. Lisbon to Faro?
Yeah, maybe not 1 hour, I think.
1 hour, yeah.
Not sure.
Perfect. And we have islands. So Portugal has islands.
Very tropical. Lots of flowers and good weather as well.
Very good. I'm just asking these questions for those that don't know.
Yes. And the Açores is also very good in nature. In this presentation, we are not covering so much the islands, although we do refer, but they are here and they belong also to Portugal. So it's important to mention. And we, in the next slides, we will cover a little bit of everything, not everything in detail, but that we will have then time to work and talk directly with people. But we try to cover here the main things and the topics that are important now to understand a little bit how to invest in Portugal. So we'll start with some pictures to show a little bit Portugal from the north to the south, 4 different regions, and then we will go through in more detail the real information. We'll try to be information, but also funny in the process, we hope. So let's start with the north of Portugal. And to start with this picture, I have to say that the houses that you see here are actually, the majority of them, they are listings that we have at the moment. So I have to also thank my colleagues José, Joana, and Andrea, because they let me share their houses with you. So this is some house that we have at the moment in Braga, so we talk in the north of Portugal. You can already picture yourself living here if you want. If you like the north. So here it's Porto. It's you can see a little bit of the main icons, I guess, from the north. It's very difficult to concentrate so many things in just one page. So I just try to give you an idea, and you can visit us and discover much more than what I have here, because this is just a very summarized version of the north of Portugal. But you can see a little bit of food, of course, the port wine, Of course, this old 𝗟𝗂 in Porto, and not less important here, the people represented by the dancing from the Viana do Castelo, and the jewelry they produce there in gold, which are very, very detailed and very beautiful. So this is a little of the north of Portugal.
Very good. I know it's hard to put everything about a country in a few slides. It's just hard. But what we're trying to share with you guys that you are watching is that if you've never visited Portugal, if you're not really aware about our country, is that from this small country that is composed of 18 different states or areas, it's completely different in gastronomy, weather, landscape from the north to the south. And I think Lucia did an amazing job, even though it's hard to put it in the slides, to show a little bit from the north to the south. You're going to start seeing that things are going to look very different. It almost looks like a different country. So are you going to show us what is next? I'm so excited. What's next?
So now we are moving to central Portugal. And here we can see on the top left, this is one of the oldest universities from Europe, which is in Coimbra. Coimbra has a very big tradition for studying students. So you can see on the corner on the bottom right, this is how they dress all year long, some of them. So you have this tradition of the dressing in black with the capes. And here in the center, you can see Fado. Fado is a national song, but I don't know if you know, we have 3 different Portuguese guitars, from Porto, from Coimbra, and from Lisbon. So this one is also, it's here in Coimbra, because in Coimbra, they have this ceremony when they finish their degree, where they sing Fado, and everyone cries, and it's very powerful. So I decided to place the Fado in Coimbra, although it's a national song, and we already started with Fado, our presentation. It's a very interesting, and I really appreciate Fado as well. So what we have here more is, of course, in the center, you have 2 more options of houses you can buy here. The 2 of them very beautiful. You have then here the castle. This one is in the center of Portugal. There are many castles as well, from the north to the south of Portugal. You can find many, many different castles from ancient times. You also have here some notes from Aveiro, where you can see these stripes houses, and also the boats, because they have channels and you can really visit the city through the boat. We'll also have here in 𝗙𝗵𝗴, we have a festival of the horse, where people dress up, and it's all about the horses, which is also very important for the Portuguese. And then on the left side, we have some pottery, just representing a little bit of the things we do here. We also do China. I have something here for you to show you as well. I hope you can see it. So this is my coffee mug. I really like it. It tastes different as well, because it's much better. And I also have here a little bit of food. So the cheese from 𝗟𝗂𝗴𝗏, just the cherries also from Fundão. Some fruit is important. And of course, the pastries from that everyone talks about. But I have here something else to show you, because we also always need some more desserts. So I have this here.
Oh,
a little bit, because we have more than pastéis de nata. We have all of these, and you can buy, for instance, just to give you an idea of prices, you can buy for less than $20, around £2 and 200 something. So this is by kilo, but it would be £2 and 200. Is that right? So a lot of.
I'm so jealous, Lucy. I didn't know you were going to pull that one on me. Now I want to go home. Guys.
This is when you visit, I will prepare one of those for you.
We are definitely gonna be holding you on to that. You guys, what we're trying to convey to you here is with our expert Lucia, that is our local real estate agent in Lisbon with 𝗙𝗿𝗴𝗀𝗃 is that we are not just here to share where to buy a house, how to buy a house. We want to share with you why you should either move or invest in Portugal. We are a country that is rich in culture, and we have one of the oldest universities, one of the oldest cities, one of the oldest libraries in the world, not just Europe. Safe country, very rich in gastronomy. Every area and region of Portugal has a different dish you can try, a different kind of music you can listen to. And you guys, you know, I'm in Texas, you know, I'm a cowgirl by now, but cowboys are not just typical of Texas. I'm sorry to disappoint you. We've had cowboys in Portugal for centuries. One of the things people don't realize is that Portuguese people are very big into horse. And we go to festivals and we even breed them and train them in Portugal. So very interesting. Thank you, Lucia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's move to Alentejo, very important area as well. And as you were saying, here we have a horse because we have a special Portuguese breed as well, which is 𝗙𝗵𝗴𝗴𝗃𝗀𝗃. It's a beautiful horse and it's Portuguese, or it's from this side of the world, and people really appreciate horse in Ribatejo, Alentejo. It's a very important thing. I also included here for Alentejo, so Évora, you can see the Roman still there, you can still visit. Some cork as well that we produce not only in Alentejo, Ribatejo, we have the cork, some pottery from Alentejo. You also have here some marble because Alentejo is very big on marble. The finest kitchens you can have, and also bathrooms, usually you can have Portuguese marble, which is very good and very beautiful as well. Also another breed, Portuguese breed, which is 𝗿𝗵𝗴𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃, this dog. And we also produce some cheese here in this area of the country, in Alentejo. Of course, a little bit of food that we can have here in Alentejo. 2 more houses that you can buy. They are available for you and they are beautiful. And not less important, the Portuguese singers in Alentejo, canta Alentejano, which already belongs to the humanity. So they sing, it's usually, they also have women, but the most traditional ones are men singing very slowly and very beautifully. And they are, it's also something very interesting to listen to for you to see. Very typical, of course, from Alentejo.
Absolutely. And as if you guys can notice, architecture here, houses completely different than to what you have seen. As you go north of Portugal, you have more robust, a lot of actually stone. As you go to the south, then you start seeing houses painted in white, and then we have our blues. It looks a little bit like Santorini, beautiful. And this is, I must say, this is where my family, majority of my family is from. I love Alentejo, that's my heritage. And by the way, you guys, if you were not aware, Portugal is the biggest producer of cork. We make everything cork: hats, purses, shoes, yoga mats, whatever you need, they can make it in cork.
Yes. Yes. So I also have a lot of family from Alentejo. I have to say, I love the north, I love everyone, but my recent family is from Alentejo. So now we are in Algarve, the most famous part of Portugal. And I'm showing here the beaches, but we have, from the north to the south, we have a very big coastline. So you can also go to the beach in the north, in the center, not only in Algarve. So it's a lot of options for you if you like to go to the beach. Also some houses from Algarve. And here's some more images. Another breed that is Portuguese, cão d'água, which is also, was also the choice of Obama, a former president. So he's a Portuguese breed. And then some food here, of course, seafood. some sweets that we produce with almonds, because here in Algarve we also have lots of dried fruits and almonds and figs. It's very rich in those kinds of fruits, and some art crafts of baskets that we produce here as well.
Now, Algarve is also known not only for the beach, but for being one of the best places in Europe and otherwise for golfing. There is a lot of golf courses in Algarve. And Portugal, for some of you that may not know, I think some of you join us today told me they know Portugal because they like to surf. And I was surprised about that, because not everybody knows that Portugal is top #3 in the world for surfing. We have Hawaii, Australia, and Portugal, where people actually go to surf. And we have a specific area in Portugal, Nazaré, where I believe it's accurate to say that the waves are higher than 10 meters.
Yes, yes. And I think an American, Manara, he was, I think he has a record from surfing there. So it's not, you have to be very brave. It's very high.
Yeah. Yes, it is. I was just watching a Netflix documentary, and they started with Nazaré. I don't remember the name, but if you go to Netflix, and they were showing the waves and the kind of people that ride those waves, and you know what, my hat off to them.
Yes. Yeah, and it's true, you were saying, because I also have other clients, and I asked them, they are not from Portugal, and I asked, so why did you decide to come to Portugal? And he just said, because of the waves, I want to surf. And it's like, oh, that's a good answer. Why not?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely.